Hello everyone, so today I'm just going to be doing my first watercolour tutorial video. So I do have the colours at the top and then at the bottom I just have the colours that I used, like the names of them. So I'm just starting off with the blue here to do the sky. So I didn't wet the paper or anything like that. I did drag down a bit of the blue but watered down to the bottom just for the water later on. So I'm just grabbing my paper towel to dab spaces into that blue up there, just to get texture so it looks like clouds. So I just do it randomly, I don't really have a plan. And then I just grabbed some of that Payne's Grey, and I did water it down quite a lot. And I just paint the bottom part of the clouds. So I start off with quite a weak grey and then I go back and add later. So also what I do here is I don't wait for the blue bit of the sky to dry, I leave it wet because I kind of like how they cauliflower into each other because it kind of makes it look fluffy. But that's up to you, whether you want to do it when it's dry, make it look a bit more bold, then feel free to. So here I am just going back in and adding some more grey where I feel it needs it, so just give it a bit more depth. So here I'm just doing the top cloud, but I didn't really like how it looked, so a neat trick is that you just dry your brush on a paper towel and then collect some of that pigment. Basically kind of makes it look a lot softer there, so I think that looked a lot better. And then here I was just adding more blue to the sky because I thought that all the work I'd done on the clouds kind of washed it out a little bit. But looking back on it, I think it looked okay. So now I'm just starting on the water. So I just used that Payne's Grey again, just watered down and just started doing a base. So now I'm just working on the actual details of the painting. I'm just using those two greens and then I believe some lemon yellow hue. I do apologise on the colours, simply because my explanation is not very good, because I will admit I don't know all the colours off by heart, so that's why I wrote it down and showed you a picture of me using them to see if that helped. So just here I'm using burnt umber to also add to that sketch because I'm happy about where I've placed the grass. So then I'm just adding a deeper green, just to deepen it up. And I did try painting another bit of grass in front so it kind of looked like there was a gap in between when the water went. So then I added a lot of yellow here just to lighten it up. So I'm just going to take a wet brush and just sort of pull some of the still wet pigment from the grass here just to add a bit to the water and add a bit of reflection. So now this is all dry, I'm just going around with some burnt umber and just adding a wash layer over that base of the river I did beforehand. So a little disclaimer, I will say, I do struggle with painting water and making it realistic without adding too much to it. So this is something I need to work on. So now here I'm just adding some trees in the background. So for this painting I don't want to go for detailed trees, so what I do is I sort of just do blobs with my paintbrush and then do circular motions and just try and make tree shapes. So normally what I do is I paint it with a flat colour like I'm doing here, and then I grab a different colour and sort of dot it in and let it go where it wants. And then so here I am adding a few different greens and yellows to the grass and the trees there as well, just to add a bit more depth and interest. So now here at the front I'm just going to be doing some reeds, just because I thought the front of the painting could use just something a little bit more. So here I'm just doing just sort of thin lines and flicking my brush upwards. As you can see though, the river water was still a bit wet. So I've just made up a darker green just to add a bit more depth as the other bit of green sort of mushed together. So this is me just adding some more strands at the top just to get some more detail, and then I did add a few more little ones just at the bottom, and then I do believe I added some to the other side. There we go, the other side of the painting. So I realised at the end of that video I didn't really have a good enough view of the painting when it was finished. So here it is, there's the finished piece. So this was my first time trying to do a tutorial, so I hope it went well, I hope it was helpful and all of that kind of stuff, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Bye!